Hello everyone. So we're going to be working on making our plate for our set the table project. So this is kind of how the setup's going to work. We're going to have the main plate itself, the shadow, the center of the plate, and the shadow as well. So let's go ahead, dive in, and see how to get started. So taking your main color of your paper, you are going to start, you're going to keep it flat like this, and we are going to transform this rectangular sheet of paper into an oval. And we're going to do that by cutting off the corners. So I'm using a marker so that you guys can see. You will use a pencil so that you can erase. So now I've got my corner cut off like that. I'm going to fold it in half like a hot dog. Fold that up. Fold it in half like a hot dog or like a hamburger. And there we go. Then I'm going to check and make sure that I have 4 open edges just like that. If it's folded like this, like you see down here, or folded over here, it means that you're going to cut the wrong spot. So then from there, I'm going to use my ridiculously large scissors and cut off my corners. Make sure these get put in the recycling. And then opening this up, I have my basic oval. Then from there, I'm going to pick my second color. And I accidentally got this backwards. I'm going to put it on top. Like that, layer them on top of each other, make sure it actually fits on height wise and width. There we go. Then I'm going to take my marker and yet again I am going to trace along. Again, you'll use a pencil so you can erase your pencil lines. Then I'll remove that paper and I fold. I do not fold until I have drawn my lines. Do a hot dog fold and then a hamburger fold. And I check to make sure that all 4 corners are facing up and that none of them are folded like we see on the other corners. Then I'm going to take my scissors and cut. Now, because I drew on this, and this is a cut paper collage, I do not want to see any of these lines at the end. So how do I make that go away? I'll flip it over. That's it. That's all you have to do. So I'm going to take my first paper, that one's darker, so it'll be my shadow. Then my second paper goes on top, and you might say to me, well, how's that going to make a shadow? Offset it just a little bit so that that shadow shows through on the bottom here. So if your plate just looks like this, leave it like that. But for many of us, they have another part of the plate where it kind of pushes down in. So we're going to make that second portion. So again, starting with our lighter color, and I know I did it backwards, but you know, stick with me. We're going to transform this rectangle into an oval by drawing before we fold, cutting off that corner in a nice long oval, taking our paper, and yet again, we will do the hot dog fold, and then the hamburger fold. Check and make sure all 4 edges are open, no folds, so we're good to go to cut. Make sure your scrap papers get put in the recycling. And check and make sure you're happy with the oval that you created. If you get a little pointy on the ends, if you need to, you can always make those a little bit straighter. But for the most part, we should be good to go. Then get your second color, lay on top. Make sure it fits height and width-wise. Take your pencil, layer that up on top. Fold after you've drawn, hot dog fold, hamburger fold, and cut. Take that, open this up, check and make sure you're happy with them. Lines, your drawing lines go on the back, shadow goes on the bottom, offset them just a little bit so that the shadow sticks out, and then you're ready to glue them all together. Now, this is kind of how it all gets layered together, just like that. So there you go. Really quickly, I also want to show you how to make a bowl. If you need to make a bowl, get one of the large sheets of paper, fold it in half like a hamburger, starting from the top edge. Draw yourself an oval that goes about halfway down the paper. Then you can either draw a straight line or a curve. Curve on the bottom. Keep it folded just like that. Cut on the fold. If you cut on the open edge, they will not stay together. Cut on that fold, cut there, scrap paper goes in the recycling, and here we go. Just like that. If you want to go one step further, cut this edge off. Side that has the pencil lines goes down, and then do the explode technique where you leave a small gap in between to make your bowl shape. All right, friends, if you have questions, let me know. But this has been how to create our plates. So it kind of looks like that. And all right, guys, have fun.